Hello everybody, and today we are doing a September plan with me. August is over and September is started. So, I'm sorry that the video is a little late. I had a little bit of a hard time on making it on time. I have a lot of school stuff to worry about, but here it is. So, this month is a music theme, and I chose music theme because music is a big part of my life, and it's my birthday this month, so I wanted it to be something that was important to me. So, on the left side, I am starting with a quote that says, "Good music makes a good life." And I thought it was just a cute and simple way to start out the month. So, I added the quote, and there's music notes around it just to add that music element to it. I didn't want it to just be the quote there. And then I am just going over the downstrokes with the pen again to make it kind of look like a brush pen, but it's not. But it's just a little faux calligraphy to do that. And then I'm going to be grabbing a Crayola Super Tip, and I'm just going to make a border around it. And I was really hesitant to start a YouTube channel, but I decided that I should just go ahead and do it. So here I am taking the Crayola marker, and I'm just making a little cute border around it just to add that accent color in, and I just like how it turned out. And then on the right side, I'm starting the cover page, and I started off drawing a record player, and I saw this picture on Pinterest, and I just really wanted to incorporate it because it was just an easy little doodle type drawing to draw. It wasn't very complex. It's just a box with some stuff on it. I was going to do like a piano or a ukulele or something, but I just went for that simple box shaped record player, and I really liked the way it turned out. And then I'm going to take that same lavender color that I used for the border, and eventually you'll see me coloring in the record player. I also put a lot of music notes around the record player just to add like it's playing music, and I just added a bunch of random notes. Some I don't think are really correct, but I didn't really check for sure. But it's still cute. And so I'm just going to finish off the top of the record player, and then eventually I will grab that Crayola and color it in. I used that same Crayola marker to letter the September as well. I used that throughout the whole spread to do my lettering because it's just a really good dupe for a brush pen when you don't have it, and I just really like the color of it. And I always erase the pencil first because with a light color like lavender, you can really see the pencil through it. So I just make sure to erase it really good, but where I can still see it so that it's still planned out. And I was really confused on what places to color in the lavender, but eventually I found a good way. I used a reference photo for a blue record player, and it looked sort of like this, but it helped me figure out where I wanted to put the color. And I was going to leave it like this, but I thought it was weird, so I grabbed a black brush pen and I just colored in the record on it because it just needed to stand out more. It looked a little plain, so I just used that brush pen and just colored in. And then I wanted to add a little border because I didn't like the whiteness of the edges, so I just added a little more lavender. And then, yeah, now we're doing the calendar, the monthly overview. And I went for little boxes instead of like an actual calendar look because I didn't like if it was all together. So it took me so long to draw these boxes because I wanted them to be perfect. Obviously they weren't though, but I still like the way it turned out. And then I'm just adding little music notes on the top to fill in the white space. And then I'm also doing an Instagram and YouTube tracker on the side. Usually I just do an Instagram tracker, but now that I've started this YouTube channel, I can add the YouTube tracker. and it just helps me keep track of how many followers I have and the progress I'm making. And then I'm taking the lavender marker and I'm just lettering September at the top. And then I always put the year at the bottom underneath it. And then I'm just filling in those music notes because I waited to fill them in. And then I'm going to take the lavender marker and I'm going to fill in the Instagram and the YouTube just to add that lavender color more. And then I'm going to take the same marker and I'm just going to color in the little rectangle at the top of the boxes because that's where the numbers are going to go. And in a couple seconds you'll see me fill in the numbers. I wanted to leave the 1st and the 30th there because I had events those days and I wanted to add them in. But I really like how it turned out. Usually I'm not really happy with my calendars, but I really liked it. And for my mood tracker, I was inspired by someone on Instagram, and I will put the link to their Instagram down below. But I thought it was a really clever idea. And basically, you make these music lines, the standard lines, and then when you're having a good day, you make a high note. And if you're having a bad day, you make it a really low note. And by the end, it should look like an actual music piece. And I really loved the idea because maybe at the end of it, it could actually make a song. So I really liked how that turned out. It was a really good idea. And then I'm doing my habit tracker, and usually I do like a graph or just little circles or something. But this month I decided to do a little grid for each task, and I'm just going to color in the boxes. And I decided to do a little piano at the top because I was getting a little sick of those music notes. So I drew a little piano on the corners and then I filled in the grids. And this took a long time too. But I'm going to have different tasks like journaling and sketching and stuff like that. But it was very tedious to draw the numbers and the boxes individually. Eventually I would like to get a stamp and just stamp it on because that took way too long. This video overall took 2 hours to film, so. But you guys luckily only have 12 minutes of footage. But yeah, I used that purple color for the keys, the black keys that would have been black. And now I'm doing a birthday countdown because it's my birthday. So I'm just lettering birthday with that lavender marker. You see some trend going on here. And then I just wrote down a countdown with the black fine liner just to add some difference because I didn't want it to be all lavender. But then for the countdown, I'm just doing little circles with the numbers that I'll eventually color in. And then in between the circles, there's going to be the lines for music. And then there's going to be little music notes on them as well. I really couldn't figure anything else out, but I really liked how it turned out anyways. And then I put the last circle by itself and put music notes around it. And yeah. And at the bottom it says happy birthday because that means it's my birthday. Anyways, I used that lavender to make happy birthday because I felt like using that color again. And then I went over to my birthday wish list, which I probably won't use, but I wanted to make one just in case. So I'm just writing down what I want to get for my birthday. And I'm not trying to say that I am going to get those, it's just what I wanted. But I'm just making these little boxes to check them off. And then I did these little wavy music lines to decorate it. And I put bigger music notes in the corner just to combine them in a different way. And I really like how this one turned out. It's different than the rest, and I just put my own creative spin on it. I have never done a wish list before, so I didn't know how to approach it, but it came to me eventually. And those lines were just so hard to draw. I hate doing curves and stuff, but eventually I got it, and it didn't look too bad, so I'm pretty proud of those. And I just added little music notes on them, and then I'm just bolding out the bottom music notes, and I'm going to color it in with lavender. And that's my birthday wish list. On the next pages, it's going to be my first weekly spread of the month. And I was going to do a piano one, but I wanted to tie in the record at first. So I did little records on the top for the numbers, and I still added those music notes at the top. But the records were difficult at first, and I didn't know how I was going to approach drawing them, but I ended up doing like these little highlights and then coloring the rest black, and then the center is lavender with the number in it. And I'm going to do the same thing, and I did a notes section, even though I don't really add notes. I just didn't want to have blank space, so maybe I'll use it, but that was just there just to fill up some space. And I also added a little quote in the corner that says, "Music is the strongest form of magic." And I liked how that turned out. It was really, I really liked the quote. I found it on Pinterest and it just really stood out to me, so I just put it on there just to fill up that space. But overall, this is my September setup, and I just really liked how it turned out. It's probably my favorite overall so far, but I'm probably going to say that every month. But yeah, here it is. And thank you guys so much for watching. Down below, I will put my Instagram. You guys can follow me. I'll post on there my other spreads and quote pages or whatever I decide to do. Be sure to check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and bye.